Speak to Vanessa Neumann. She's an associate at Columbia University, and she's also the founder of the global consultancy firm Asymmetrica, joining us via Skype from New York. Can you just weigh in on what you're seeing happen in Venezuela on the eve of this vote, Vanessa Neumann, that's meant to take place tomorrow?
Well, it's extremely worrisome for all Venezuelans, and in full disclosure, I am Venezuelan. I'm a Venezuelan American, and it's very concerning for everyone. Because the Constituent Assembly vote is actually unconstitutional, ironically, by their own constitution. According to the 1999 constitution that was drafted by Maduro's predecessor, Chavez, you're supposed to have a referendum to ask the people, do you want a new constitution? That never happened. Instead, the new constitution is being forced on the people, and 90% of the people don't want it. It's a very risky play for Maduro because actually a lot of Chavistas, people within his own party, oppose it because they view that constitution as the crowning achievement of Hugo Chavez. So they feel that it's a bit of a betrayal of the cause. The other way it's a risky play for the government is that the Constituent Assembly will be sort of the supreme power. There is a scenario where they could get rid of Maduro if he can't keep his own party in control.
And for the opposition, what are their next options after Sunday's vote?
Nobody knows. Really, the opposition really has no idea what's going to happen next. We expect there to be a very significant confrontation because the people who will sit in this Constituent Assembly, Maduro has announced that they will sit in the same spaces where the National Assembly, which most Venezuelans consider the legitimate government that was elected in December 2015, that they will be physically removed from that building and the Constituent Assembly seated there. So we expect clashes. The former director of national intelligence, Hugo Carvajal, warned very ominously last night, no one's got control of the weapons and civil war will be unleashed. So we have no idea.
And when you look at the sort of increasing, some would say, international pressure that's being piled on Venezuela, whether it's from the United States, where you're speaking to us from, or even Colombia and Mexico, that doesn't seem to be phasing Maduro whatsoever. No, but I have to say I'm not entirely surprised. He has shown at every turn that he has strengthened his power. When they lost the control of the National Assembly, when they got the two-thirds opposition in December 2015, ever since then they have done everything to strengthen their own power. And they take it as a source of pride. After the U.S. imposed sanctions on 13 more people this past week, he gave replicas of the sword of Simón Bolívar, which is very, very symbolic for Latinos, that they were honored by the Bolivarian Revolution because the Yankee Empire is against them. So they're showing no signs of backing down. And
they're taking it as
when
a badge
you look
of honor.
at the role of the military here, some say Maduro is surviving all of this because of the military support.
Correct. So the central question for absolutely everybody, the Maduro regime, the opposition, the Americans, the international community, the UN, is everybody, is what will the military do? And the military, prior to this administration, had sort of a slightly honorary role. They got rid of the last military dictatorship, their last in 1958, when he became unpopular and you had big uprising in the street. They literally put him on a plane, flew him out, and a new transition government was formed. What happens with this military is they are the most wanted drug traffickers on the planet. Many of them have been sanctioned. So at the top, they're making a lot of money. They have said they will not support the Constituent Assembly and that they're not responsible for the violence. But on the other hand, they have done nothing to stop it. So we're waiting to see what they do.
All right, Vanessa Neumann, good to speak to you. Thank you for joining us on Al Jazeera.